project, Conversations with Fred and Annabelle. And then the next chapter will be Fred and Annabelle on the road. So that's when we drive to Hollywood. I'm 69. My way of staying young really is to be with young people. Learn from them, learn everything you can. Fred and I are joining forces is because he's rising into another situation. Fred's rising into a situation that is going to carry him forward for the rest of his life. I am advancing in years, so we have a problem in this country, black and white, and Fred and I want to help resolve countries. I was born in England. 6 months later, I was in the Philippines. At age 4, I had the great fortune to live in Nepal for almost a year. I think it was a year. Went back to England, and then when I was 7, we lived in Cyprus. It sounds very romantic and wonderful. It was as a child. The dark side of the story is that we did have some domestic violence, and that is something that has stuck with me, my whole life. So for me, freedom was outside of the house. I felt safer outside than in. And in your case, Fred, it's the opposite. You sort of live in a police state. You do.
No cop has ever made me feel wanted, safe, protected, any of that. Where I live, where I come from, cops looking for people like me. They looking for me. I'm already the culprit. I'm already the person that's caused the problem. No matter what the problem is, like, it doesn't matter. Like, driving down the street, cops behind you, you ever feel safe? Do you say, oh man, I'm glad this cop is right behind me? Yeah. Nobody ever feels like that. You slow down 5 miles lower than what you were doing before. So, like, you can say that, oh, the cops, they're here to help us and protect us and all that stuff, but when it really comes down to those situations, the cops are never around to have our backs, the citizens paying their salaries. Like, it's all about who you are, the rank, and it's more importantly your color, your skin. Like, this shit's been going on since fucking the 40s, 50s. This ain't new. Like, and to people to think that racism is dead, knowing that the people that started this racism stuff they're still alive. They're still in schools. They're still cops. They're still politicians. They're everywhere, and the new generation is coming to hopefully eradicate that problem. But at the moment, it's still the same stuff going on, and it's kind of being spread down just by generations.
That's why we have to change things.
Yeah.
One thing to say, you want to be an artist and you want to affect people.
Right.
You want to influence them. I want to too. And, the only skill that I have is my voice, and I can write. Everyone always says, oh, you're such a good writer. My apartment is full of things that I've written, but I've probably only sent about 4 or 5 letters to the editor in my life.
Right.
So making videos for me is much more powerful.
It's the new age anyway.
Rocket, model one like candidates. This is not what I meant when I said if you want to follow up on camera. You must have misunderstood. Motherfucker, you are not in the hood. Let me do this. I'm the truest, like a fucking Lotus. I'm telling you, you look stupid. Yo, I got the tightest of bars. You are trying too hard. Yeah. Hey, look, now, I'm not here. coming through this bitch, you know the drink there. And you know me, I like to get you in the home squad. This girl looks like Miss Swan. You better see me, when you know I see me, lying over laughing, I'm trying to get some coffee. Wake me up, cause I got my God voices. I hope I get every girl in here voice, man.
Imagine being me. I'm not even sure who I am. I'm lost. All I know is what you taught me, and you taught me I was nothing. Hell, my ancestors created reading and writing, and you told me I wasn't allowed to read. Plus, I was too dumb to read anyway. If you caught me reading, you would kill me and whoever taught me, if they look like me, because if they look like me, then you own both of us. And you could do as you please with your property. You removed me from the head of household and taught me that the two things I had of value were my back and this thing between my legs. You made my woman hate me. How can she trust me with her safety if I can't even save me? You decided I could go. You were done with me. But you weren't done with me, nor was I free. I was allowed to go further, but not far enough. So where to and with what? I don't own anything. Not even the clothes on my back. My last name doesn't even belong to me. Let that sink in. I was given this name to show ownership, and I still have this name. So that means every time I felt as if I was catching up, finally gaining ground, you were quick to remind me of the fact that I had a long way to go. I fought in your wars, wars that protected your freedom, before mine even existed. Every year I celebrate July 4th with you. That's your Independence Day. But remember, when you won your independence, it did nothing for me and mine. After you told me I was allowed to read, I had to beg you to allow my child the same education as yours. When you finally granted me that, I had to pray every day that my child would make it home safe. Speaking of praying, I prayed to the same God you pray to. The same one you told me to pray to. And you still bombed my church. Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1921. I had finally began to pull myself up by my bootstraps. You decided it was time to remind me I only had what you allowed me to have. When I fought back, you went to extreme measures to show me that I could not win. Tulsa became the first U.S. city to be bombed from the air by its own country. This is how far you've been willing to go to show me I was nothing. I am nothing, and I will always be nothing. As time went on, I forgave you. You killed my father, I forgave you. You killed my children, I forgave you. You raped my woman and would kill me for looking at yours. But I understood why. After all, I was nothing. You were something, so I forgave you. You passed law after law with the intentions of holding me down. Finally, in 1965, you tell me I'm allowed to vote. That wasn't that long ago. This car I'm sitting on is a 1965. That wasn't that long ago. When my brothers spoke up for me and said I should have what you have, you made examples of them. Now nobody speaks up for me. And if nobody speaks up for me, then my side never gets heard. Because I don't have a voice. I don't trust anyone who looks like me because I believe everything that you taught me about me. Last night I sold my mother crack. I made my woman sleep with a man for cash and killed my brother over $53, a pair of sneakers, and a watch. Not because $53 is a lot of money. Not because I really needed sneakers. I had sneakers on. If I didn't have sneakers on, I wouldn't have been out there. Not because I needed to know what time it was. I don't need to know what time it is to know it's not my time. Because he looks like me. And if he looks like me and I'm worth nothing, then so is he. See, I came from nothing. Everything I had, you took it back. As a matter of fact, you telling me that I owe you something. How does the offender become the authority? Your history shows you as a constant rule breaker. So who said it was a good idea for you to start making the rules? See, all I ever done was mind my own business. I was minding my own when you found me. But ever since we met, I've become your business. And business is booming, baby. I'm 18% of the population out here. I'm 60% of the population in there. I can't blame you for not understanding me. The same things you taught me about me, somebody taught you. You've never seen the world through my lenses because you never had to, and that's okay. But don't tell me how to scratch when you never had an itch. Don't tell me how to get up when you've never been knocked down. And don't tell me how to hurt when you never felt pain. You say it's no longer about race. When did it stop? I'm the black man in the wilderness of North America. I'm only what you made me. Please don't shoot.